points, but when I was in Gurgaon. But when I came to Chennai, I decided to join Toastmasters, and I searched through the internet and found Toastmasters Medley Club Chennai over there. So that's how I decided to join Toastmasters.
Okay, welcome. Yes, warm welcome to the BNP Paribas team, those who joined now. Okay, let me start with a putty story. In the coldest North Pole, there lived a penguin. She was expert in making cold desserts. But her problem is, she doesn't have much customers to sell. So she is not able to expand her business. Far away, in the evergreen forest, there lived a bear. He was running a snack shop. And he was very super busy with the snack shop, and it was famous for warm nut cookies. And many animals used to come and have refreshment there. His challenge is, he has nothing to offer cold during hot summer. One day, this penguin and this bear met, and they were discussing. I was making so many desserts, but not able to sell. And this bear was telling, I need more cold items for my customers, but not able to get. So they thought, and later came out with a nice idea of joint venture. They opened a shop, and the penguin used to make tasty desserts and send through special cold box to the bear. Bear used to sell in his snack shop. So, because of this joint venture, both of their business picked up and they made profit, and the customers also very happy. They are able to get both warm cookies during winter and cold dessert during summer. So it was like win-win principle. Likewise, today, Medley Toastmaster Club and BNP Paribas joined together to make a wonderful meeting that will definitely be more useful for the members and as well as guests. So always joining meetings, joining Toastmaster Club, always it will improve the member experience. It will help us to share knowledge and to improve our insights, and also it will help us to for the member retention and the experience. So with this, and we have two more special items today. That is, we have today Discover 2025 themed meeting by our IPP, Toastmaster Pravda, and new member orientation by Toastmaster Saravanan. So with this, I like to hand over the session to today's Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Pravda.
Thank you, President Toastmaster Anuradha. A very good afternoon, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am the Toastmaster of the day. A joint meeting with our buddies from BNP Paribas is very special. To make it more special, today we have themed our meeting with the upcoming annual District 120 Conference, Discover 2022. I have a presentation regarding the Discover Conference. So before the projector is getting ready, I would like to, for the benefit of the new members and the guests, I would like to explain that any Toastmaster meeting is organized in a structured pattern that has 3 sections. The first section is the prepared speech section, where the members will prepare and deliver a speech in a stipulated time according to the project of their selected pathway. Section 2 is an unprepared speech, where some of the members will be invited, even guests may be invited to the stage, and they will be asked to speak for a minute or two on any topic. This will be an impromptu session, and it is known as the table topics. And the third session is the evaluation session. This is conducted by a team of members to assess the quality of a meeting in terms of various factors like time, the language that we use, or the logistics. Today, so I will reserve my presentation in between the speech, and let's go ahead with the meeting. And today I will call upon the captain of the evaluation team, who is called as the general evaluator, to introduce his role and his team. To do this role today, we have an enthusiastic Toastmaster, a self-made person who has a finance background and a data scientist. He was the winner of the humorous speech award contest last year, and he has registered for this upcoming Discover 2025, and he is very much excited and looking forward for the humorous contest especially. Please join me to welcome the general evaluator of the day, my mentor, Toastmaster Shankar.
Thank you, Ravi. See, one of the favorite and exciting segment in Toastmaster, that is general evaluation. It's not only help for the, let's say, for the speaker, of course. The speaker, let's say, for enhance the speaking ability, language, and the presentation skill, body language, and various other skill. But that equally important for the evaluator as well, because the evaluator will think about the active listening skill, come here, present the topic in a constructive feedback, so that that feedback will be received by the respective speaker. Today I'm so excited that I will be leading the ship as the general evaluator. In order to see what is the general evaluator role. So just wanted to know, let's say, for how the meeting is going on, what is really going well, what probably that could be improved. Those points I'll be captured and presented when my TMOD calls upon. So I'm not going to run the ship. So I have two excellent teams to, let's say, help me. One is a qualitative team and another quantitative team. One, the qualitative team, that is the timer, accounter, and the grammarian. The next team is a quantitative team. They will make the grand entry probably later part of the meeting. So for first, the tag team is a person who is currently working as a software developer in BNP Paribas. The good part is that he joined Toastmaster in April, and this is for the first outside meeting for him. About the theme, he was saying that, no, that's a funny way, he was saying that first, let me attend the Toastmaster meeting, then I will learn what is contest, club contest, area contest, and division contest, then I'll attend for the annual conference. Probably, let's hope for, he'll be joining with us in 2026. Please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Amit Raj to read about the
Thank you, Toastmaster Shankar. So as a timer, my role is to make sure that all the speeches, evaluations, and the table topics are timed. And with respect to speech, we have an icebreaker speech today, which will be from 4 to 6. At 4, I will be showing the green card. At 5, I will be showing the yellow card. And at 6, I will be showing the red card. And for the second speech, it's a normal speech. It's from 5 to 7. At 5, I will be again showing the green card. 6 o'clock, I will be showing the yellow. And at 7, I will be showing the red one. And we have a special speech today, which is timed from 7 to 10. At 7, I will be showing the green card. At 8:30, I will be showing the yellow card. And at 10, I will be showing the red card. And with respect to table topics, it will be from 1 to 2. At 1 minute, I will be showing the green card. 1.5, I will be showing the yellow card. And at 2, I will be showing the red card. So, my bad. 2, I will be showing the red card. And for the evaluation, it's from 2 to 3. 2 minutes, I will be showing the green card. 2.5, it will be yellow. And 3, it will be red. And any time which is 30 seconds less than the initial time and more than the final time, it will be disqualified. Thank you.
Next, we have a person who is currently working as a software engineer in multinational company. Probably I need to talk about a little about this person because I know that when the person joined here and when presenting probably the delivering the first speech, I see that a lot of, let's say, for hesitations and somewhat he didn't well. But when I see that probably 2 weeks ago, when I see them, let's say, he was giving the evaluation, I was astonished. That kind of the transformation that happened over the period of time in the Toastmaster. That is what we are always emphasizing. You need to come here regularly and take the stage. Okay. About the theme, he attended twice for the annual conference, and one of the good things which he liked about the annual conference about the variety of the speech and networking with the respective people. With this, I would call upon the Toastmaster Prasanna Venkatesh to read about our counter objective.
Thank you, General Advisor. Thanks for the introduction. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and dear guests. My role as an accountant is to note down the filler words, filler sounds, repetitive words, and the long pauses used by the speakers. The filler words are, and you know, this means. Filler sounds are, and the repetitive words such as, and, you know, this means. These are all the pause fillers or the crutch words. We tend to use this when we think about the script. I'll be noting down all these pause fillers and give my report at the end of the meeting when called by the General Advisor. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. The next person is, let's say, I would say that go-to person. Any meeting, let's say, for this particular person take this stand. Anyway, let's say, if you go with the area contest, division contest, and even definitely the annual conference, his presence would be there. Definitely, he is very supportive for the XCOM role. And a very important thing is that, let's say, he blessed with the grand son. Yesterday, because I didn't knew that, let's say, for your such age, but looking at seems very young. And he joined Toastmaster last year, and he attended the annual conference. And he was thinking about all the contests, be it for humorous contest, evaluation contest, or ISC speech. For that only, he is attending with all the contests, and he is registered in Discover 2025. Without putting any ado, let me call upon Toastmaster Shanmugavel to read about the grammarian objective.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. Today I am a grammarian, an American linguist and lexicographer. Sheldon Laird said, grammar is not a set of rules. It is something inherent within the language. Language cannot exist without it. It can be discovered, but it cannot be invented. An Indian American father said, his name is Dumbalari. Foreign language is like a fine, delicate muscle. If you don't use frequently, it weakens. So we should use the foreign language frequently. I am a grammarian. I am obliged to pay close attention to all the speakers and listen carefully to their language usage. I will take note of any misuses of the English language as well as any outstanding words, saying or thoughts. As a grammarian, it is my obligation to introduce the word of the day, that is obliged. I have displayed here. The synonyms are point, compel, or constraint. An example of using the word is, I always oblige when someone asks for help. The rules oblige all students to wear uniforms. I am very much obliged to you for your kind assistance. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give my report when the G calls upon. Thank you, G.
Thank you, Mr. But I know that, let's say, at the end of the meeting, let's say, for some of the people obliged to register for this. With this, we take a pass. and I'll make my grand entry probably later part of the meeting. Over to you.
Thank you, G. I'm much obliged to our SA Toastmaster for keeping this PowerPoint ready. As I told you before, this meeting has a theme. The theme is Discover 2025. Discover 2025 is the District 120 annual conference that is scheduled on May 23rd, 24th and 25th of 2025. 2 years before, I had an opportunity to attend the annual conference, that is Discover 2023. Initially, when they announced the conference and gave the early bird offer, I did not register for 2 reasons. One, the registration fee was 4,500, and second, I was not sure about my holidays plan during that time. But later, during the Division C conference, they again extended the early bird offer, and that is when I registered for Discover 2020. The amount of experience that I got in Discover 2023 made me to register for Discover 2024 within few days once the announcement was made. I was doing the calculations: 2 dinners, 2 lunch, 4 to 5 high tea in a star hotel like Green Park definitely worth 4,500. How do you feel when you order for a special thali in a restaurant and wait for it, and surprisingly you receive a Bahubali thali for the same price? That is how I felt when I attended Discover 2023. You know, I'm not talking about the food alone. The keynote speeches and the educational sessions that it had was fantastic, and there were lots of take-home messages from each session. I specifically wanted to mention the session of Bharati Bhaskar. She is one of my favorite motivational speakers. I was very privileged to see her speech in person. And she spoke very clearly, authentically, and authoritatively about the effective communication. Few things that I remember, almost I remember many things that I wanted to mention here is, she said that words are very precious, so do not waste it. Brevity is the sole factor for a successful communication. And on multitasking, she told that there is nothing called multitasking. It is how you have to ruthlessly prioritize your work at that point of time. And there are many. Similarly, in Discover 2024, to mention this Otto Anna's speech was very motivating. And that is when I realized that it is not which profession we are, it is the passion and love that we have for the job that we do that brings out success to a man. The most important and the exciting aspect of any conference is the contest. You will be able to witness the highest or the grand finale of all the 4 contests: evaluation, table topic, humorous speech contest, and international speech contest. The top 8 throughout Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry will be giving their speeches during the finals. And during Discover 2023, we had Median Distinguished Toastmaster Guru Prasad as a finalist in humorous speech contest, and he also won the second runner-up in the district conference. Every speech was unique and different, especially the delivery is absolutely different from what we see in the club contest. And I was privileged to be a part of this contest management team in Discover 2024 in the evaluation contest. Networking is a very important aspect of any conference. You tend to know more about your friends your club members, not only your club members, but also the clubs across Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry, networking with more than 500 people. You will tend to see Jambawans like seasoned Toastmasters whom you have just heard. You will be able to connect with those people during the conference. And listening to world champion of public speaking in person is again another exciting feature of conference. He is the world champion of public speaking of 2020, Mike Carr, who was the invited international guest speaker for Discover 2023, and Aaron Beverly, who was the invited world champion for Discover 2024. Awards and recognitions that you received during the conference. It was only during Discover 2023 I personally came to know that there are so many awards that District 120 as well as Toastmaster International is offering for any club or a member. We received few awards in 2023, but in 2024, under the leadership of then President Toastmaster Organization and Toastmaster Prasanavani, we almost received a huge bag full of awards. You can see each member will be holding some award or the other. And this made the regional director of distinguished Toastmaster Pavas to give that landmark statement. He said that Medley is not just a club, it is a district by itself. And another amazing aspect of conference is the banquet night. You will see the other face of your friends, members. A night filled with fun, dance, and joy should not be missed in a conference. I will reserve the highlights of Discover 2025 in the next half of my speech. So let's begin with the prepared speech section. To deliver the first speech, today we have a member who wears multiple hats. She is an author, creative content writer, voiceover or artist, script writer, story writer, and recently her Tamil podcast has been nominated as a regional category with the other top podcasts. Before I welcome my mentee, Toastmaster Ramya, I would request her evaluator, Toastmaster Dinesh, to read out her speech objectives and details.
Thank you. The purpose of the project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of the public speech. Pioneer, please note the time is 4 to 6 minutes.
Thank you so much. Her speech is an icebreaker speech. Please help me to welcome Toastmaster Ramya. Toastmaster Ramya, success defines, failure redefines. Success defines, failure redefines. Toastmaster Ramya.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Raise your hands if your cricket ball ever went into your grumpy neighbor's house. Okay, I have another question. Raise your hands if you ever rang the doorbell and ran away, and when your neighbor complained, you acted as if you knew nothing. Please, hands up, naughty kids. Let me count. Oh, I can start the naughty kids Toastmaster club. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. I was that kid too. Okay, playful, naughty, and always full of energy. And a pretty talented one too. I was good at dance, sports, and singing. I used to participate in all the extracurricular activities at school. I loved watching television. At that age, I happened to watch a cartoon story on Doordarshan. It was about a girl who went in search of happiness and found joy in helping a small boy. That's all I remember about the story. But it changed the way I see the world. Helping others brings happiness. I love the message and try to help people in whatever ways possible. The story may seem to be simple, but the impact was huge. It changed my entire world. Back then, I was a little girl and was thinking life is going to be the same forever. But I was wrong. The universe had different plans for me. After a few years, in my early 20s, I fell sick, terribly sick. All I could do was to take medicines, eat, sleep. To take medicines, eat, sleep. This routine was going on and on. As a result of strong medication, I put on a lot of weight, kept drowsy all the time, and became inactive. Because I was inactive, people saw me as a failure. Life is not easy for anyone, but I was in a stage where I was pitied, ridiculed, and body shamed to a great extent. I was not able to react or respond to what others said, but to understand it all and feel the pain inside was hard. At that moment, an inner voice said, Ramya, never, never and ever give up. The inner voice was stronger and it repeatedly said the same thing whenever I felt weak. Later, slowly, I recovered. I was back to normal. I joined the bank and shifted focus to writing. And I'm blessed with a caring husband and a loving daughter. My husband and family were very supportive. And I lived in Malaysia and Singapore for around 12 to 13 years. During that time, I explored different writing styles and discovered my true passion for writing children's stories. As a children author, I aspire to pass on that magic that once touched me through the cartoon story on Doordarshan. Through every story I create, I would like to pass on a meaningful message that would stay with young minds even after the story ends. Once considered a failure, once considered the weakest, once considered a person who doesn't know to present herself. Today, I stand in front of you all. With pride, I say, I am Ramya, author of Rara Storytime and founder and director of Savya Innovations and Phoenix Park. Success defined who I am and made me realize I have a long way to go and nothing is permanent in life. But failure defined and shaped me inch by inch. I am humble and grounded and accept and embrace every phase of my life without any regrets. And I joined Toastmasters to connect with like-minded people, and I'm obliged to thank my mentor Pravda for supporting me in all aspects. Thank you, fellow guests in Toastmaster. I'm looking forward for Discovery 2025 to meet many speakers and to hear more inspiring stories. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramya, for the wonderful speech. The second, though she was a new member, she was very enthusiastic to register for Discover 2025, and she wants to wear, after joining Toastmaster, that motivated her to wear another hat, which is public, as a public speaker. So she wants to connect with more people in that in public speaking category. That is why she registered for Discover 2025. So the second speaker of the day is a HR professional with more than 10 years of corporate HR experience. She enjoys reading autobiography, world history and science fantasies. Though she is new to Toastmasters and to Medley, she's completing her third speech today. And please help me to welcome Toastmaster Kritika. Before that, I would like to call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Saravana Prabhu, to read her project objectives.
Modi, and a very good evening on all present here. My target speaker, Toastmaster Kritika, is going to attempt her level 1 project 3 from the pathways presentation mastery. The project is Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. And the purpose of this project is for the member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance his speech. I know, please note the time, it's 5 to 7 minutes, and all the best, Kritika, wherever you are. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saravana Prabhu. Toastmaster Kritika. Be kind to your mind. Be kind to your mind, Toastmaster Kritika.
Thank you, Savada. Be kind to your mind. It is a gentle reminder for ourselves to treat ourselves with compassion, kindness, patience, and care when we feel challenged, when we feel down, when we feel anxious. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. I would like to touch upon a few subjects on mental health awareness. Now, before I talk about mental health awareness, I would like to go a little more in depth to talk about postpartum awareness and stress in the workplace. Now, before I touch upon these two topics, I would like to mention about awareness about mental health. Now, why does it matter? It helps to reduce stigma. We need to normalize conversations about mental health. It could be as easy, and when we go meet our friends, over a cup of tea, or even in the workplace as well, those tea breaks, lunch breaks, they actually help us to kind of exert, like if you're exhausted in our work, it actually helps to take the steam off. So similarly, likewise, we should not see it as a social stigma. We should normalize these conversations, and it could be about anything. It could be about if we had felt anxious in our workplace, or if we have had certain personal setbacks in our family, with our family or friends, etc. We have to normalize these conversations about mental health struggles. And we also have to encourage early intervention. If you are able to analyze that yes, there is a certain issue, then even the support will also be helpful for an early cure. And it also helps to promote empathy and understanding. Now, if we are open towards having conversations, about mental health struggles, etc., and if we have an empathetic approach towards it, even as a community, it helps us to be kind and compassionate. It also helps support the well-being of others. Now, even in our own family as well, we actually see a group of women chatting away, talking about their day and life. So even that also helps to ease their anxiety. It also helps to ease their pressure from their house, etc. So just to speak to somebody, just to have a chat, it releases those. It helps us from anxiety. Now, these two topics which I would just like to touch upon. Well, first is about postpartum awareness. Now, this is slightly personal to me because I am a new mom. I have a 20-month-old toddler, and I would like to share my experience, as a postpartum mother when I had delivered my child. So I had realized that there is actually not much awareness about yes, everyone is excited about seeing the child, seeing the baby, seeing the newborn baby, but no one really talks about how is the mother doing. When we have guests coming over to the house, everyone is excited to meet the baby, see the baby, feed the baby, etc. But it's also important that even the mother is also spoken for. And people say that it takes a village to raise a child, but it's
also important to recognize the mother and say it takes a village to support the mother. So, so I would just like to share my 2 cents that if there is a new mom in your family or in your friend circle, or if there is any expectant mothers, just to if you can just ask around, if there is anything I help around with, be it offering a meal for the mother, be it any kind of an emotional support for the mother, etc. I have realized that the awareness about for the mom, especially immediately after childbirth, there is a huge void and that needs to be bridged. And the other topic I would also like to mention is about stress. So stress in the workplace. So I am an HR professional. I have worked in IT companies as well as in banking organizations. And what I have noticed is that youngsters, especially from the age of 20 to about 30 years old, when they are ambitious and they really want to do well in their workplace, there is also serious burnout. I have seen that there is a sense of pride that I have seen these professionals work for about 16 hours a day, work about 18 hours a day, work long hours at work, and then by the end of the by the end of the quarter there is a burnout, and this will and this shows in their health, in their mental health, in their physical health, when when not able to spend time with their families because they are trying to chase a promotion, when they're trying to chase a salary increment. But it's very important for us to balance both personal life as well as our professional life, because it is important that health is well as mental health. We should consider our mental health as important as our physical health. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kritika. That was an informative talk. She wanted to attend Discover 2023 and she wanted to upgrade herself as a better communicator and want to improve her networking, but unfortunately, because of her travel plan, she is unable to join Discover 2025. So the third speaker of the day is from BNP Paribas. She is a lead business analyst from working in BNP Paribas who loves to explore and learn new things in life. She is the current president of BNP Paribas Club. Before I welcome Toastmaster Subbalakshmi, may I request her evaluator, Toastmaster Praveena, to read out the speech objectives.
Thank you, Toastmaster Praveena. Toastmaster Shubha, she is doing the dynamic leadership pathways. Level 4, managing a difficult audience. The purpose of the speech is to practice the skills required to address and manage challenges posed by difficult audience outside of the Toastmasters. The member has 7 to 10 minutes time to deliver the speech and to respond to the audience. The speech may be new or previously presented. I just have one request for the audience. Sometimes the audience, through my personal experience and what I have seen, they get overboard and try to be too aggressive. So it's very important even for the audience to follow the etiquettes and the objectives that is mentioned in the manual and not to exceed it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Praveena. Toastmaster Subbalakshmi. Explore, dream and discover. Explore, dream and discover. Toastmaster Subba.
Today morning, I was preparing Venpongal with Kudravali, which is Bayanad millet. I quickly poured everything and kept it in the cooker and closed the lid. The next thing, I was searching for a coffee powder. So I was searching after all those small bottles which were there. Suddenly I found a small little closed in pot which was so colorful. I didn't buy that. I asked my mother-in-law, did you want this? She said yes. And why you would have kept hiding it out there instead of having it in front hand? She said, if I keep it, your boys will broke it. Okay. With this conversation, I suddenly discovered, oh my God, I didn't add salt. Then I quickly took a small amount of water, poured some common salt. Then I added the pongal and the pongal was ready. I was thinking, because it was a pongal, I was able to make this. If it was an upma, what would have been? Upma without uppu? Good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Discoveries are always seen like some significant breakthroughs, like those of Edison and Einstein. But discoveries can be even a small end or a small step which we take forward. One fine breezy evening, I was thinking about my future. That time, a small thought actually made me to discover that I was really in love with a person who is who is just my colleague who is in the office. But I was very scared. Being brought up in an Orthodox family and so many restrictions were with me, I really thought, am I going to tell my feelings to him? Or if something happens, if he rejects me, what would happen? With all this mind, my inner thought said, if you're not going to say now or take a step, then who is going to take? And when are you going to take? So, I decided to propose the person. I went down in our lobby. I asked him, wait for a minute. He waited. Then I gave my first impromptu speech of 5 to 7 minutes without any break. I didn't even made him to speak. He was just listening as an evaluator. After my speech completed, he gave his evaluation speech of 2 to 3 minutes. And he said, let it be there. Don't get too much overwhelmed. Days passed. After 1 month and a week, he accepted my proposal. Then it was so quick. In next 10 months, we got married. So life started with that. In this journey, the motherhood, the professional life, I came to know about Toastmasters in my concern. I was so happy that there is a forum where I can just go and learn and also can share my dreams or whatever thoughts I have. Quickly, I joined as a guest. I was a regular guest so that they gave me an opportunity to be a member. But there also, I used to follow the pathways, complete my pathways. There will be some contests coming in, I never participate. I used to see, oh, all those starters are there. If I go and speak along with them, mine is gone. But my mentor Sarana Prabhu and Toastmaster Lakshman told me you should participate in Discover 2024. It was too costly. For 2 days, without the gala night, it was 3950. But somehow I managed my mind, it's okay, it's worth it. Please do register. I registered. And luckily, I was part of Walk of Honor team. That gave me, okay, so I am going to be part of Discover 2025, not as an attendant or as a viewer, but I am going to be part of the team as well. In the Walk of Honor team, it is a small team. It doesn't have much to do. You have to call on all the division directors and their respective area directors, make them stand in a line, and when Walk of Honor is called, they have to go in that order. For this, I was a coordinator along with Dinesh Balaji. Then I was able to connect with some of them, division directors, area directors, and I saw Toastmasters is a place where you have variety of people. Being a student, being a professional, being a working person, or being even a retired person were there. And when the program started or the meeting started, everyone were showing that much of energy where I didn't see in any of the such conferences in our school or college or in the office. They were showing their 100% presence. They were interacting with the veterans, were interacting with the new buddies. They were actually getting the ideas. Even the veterans are getting ideas from the student because they are the new bloodlines. I was so amused to see all these things, and this made me to take up the president role in our club, and how the leadership is being seen in this Toastmaster, and how should we pitch in all those nuances I learned from this particular Discovery 2024. And surprise element is, I even started contesting in the humorous contest and in the ISC. I saw a different face of mine. I never imagined that I have some humorous content in me, but I discovered that when I started preparing the speech, and the speech also went well with the audience. Unfortunately, I was overtime and I couldn't make it, but it's okay. I thoroughly enjoyed those transitions because you will be very nervous before the contest. During the contest, you have to give your fullest, and when the results come, I was so calm, I didn't even react for that. Discover 2025, which was announced. When it started with an early bird offer, this time I registered because I knew there is going to be a prize hike, and this time it's going to be 3 days event, which includes the gala event as well, which I have heard a lot from my seniors who are there in the Toastmasters. I want to explore that, and this is a place where we actually can get to know about more Toastmasters. We can interact, we can get networks with them, and definitely those 4 contests is going to happen. I had witnessed those contests of last year, which was really that great, and this time one of our club member is going to represent our division F, Harini, and I want to make sure that I am being there. I have to support her as a president and as the club member. So Discover 2025 will definitely help you to discover a small hint or a tiny idea which can make you for your lifelong milestone journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suba, for the interesting speech and sharing with us what Discover 24 gave you and expectation in 25. As a part of our joint meeting with our buddy club, today we have a special session. It is the educational session on new member orientation. To conduct this session, today we have a past president of Medley and the past area director of C3. He is very popularly known for the unique way of starting a meeting and using a prop. He is basically a mechanical engineer who loves cricket. Please help me to welcome Toastmaster Saravanan.
Hopefully the video and everything is fine. Okay. So let us now start, but before that let me set the stage as well as the presentation date for you. orientation. How many of you are new members over here, who just joined 1 year back? Okay, good. There are quite a few who are there. And then who are the guests who have joined? Anyway, you will be future members also. Okay, so that will be useful for you also. What is new member orientation? It's to introduce yourselves to Toastmasters, as well as what are the benefits of Toastmasters and how Toastmasters can help you in your self-confidence, personal growth, as well as your professional growth as well. This is the main criteria for a new member orientation, and we normally conduct this on all the clubs. Let us go to this. These are the main agendas. Okay. How many of you have any goals with you? Like in the sense like your short-term goals or long-term goals on why you have joined Toastmasters. There are a few hands which were raised who have joined recently. Out of those, can you tell me a couple of people what your goals are? Why you have joined Toastmasters?
To stand in front of a crowd.
Yes, good.
It's
It's an audience and express yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Nice. Yeah, yourself, Ramya.
To connect with like-minded people. And
To connect with like-minded people.
networking.
Yeah, nice. Anybody else?
Or on stage
Become
fear.
more confident in speaking.
To become more confident in speaking. Very good, nice. And then there was another one.
Overcome the stage fear.
Overcome stage fear. Okay. So you see the common pattern over here. The communication skills as well as leadership skills, and then being there in the stage and talk with the audience, connect with the audience, so that whatever you have conceptualized in your mind is getting through to those minds as such. And what is the medium for that? That is your speech. Your communication is the medium in which you can connect as well as you can reflect your thoughts, and you can inspire them, influence them, and inform them of whatever your thoughts are. That is the main purpose of Toastmasters also, and the main purpose of public speaking also. And that's what will enable you to become a better public speaker as well as better Toastmaster over here. Now the next one, club meeting rules. You might have seen the agenda also, as well as you might have observed for quite some time, right? When you came here, 2:55, it started, and now it is around 1 hour, right? So whatever you have observed, what are the meeting rules, various meeting rules that you observe?
It starts sharp at 2:55.
Yeah. What are the various roles that are counted? Yeah, good. Grammarian.
Timer.
Nice. Anybody else?
Toastmaster.
I give the opportunity to this place also.
Great speeches.
Prepared speeches, very good.
Table topic master.
Table topic master, yeah, that person will be coming out to right. Okay, yeah, nice.
Evaluations.
Evaluations, nice. So these are the various roles that we are seeing. And then there was one important person also, Sergeant at Arms, who declared the meeting open, right? So, what is that role? To tell you about what Toastmasters is all about, what is the mission and vision of Toastmasters, right? So, what is the mission of Toastmasters? To develop your communication, leadership skills, as well as develop your self-confidence, so that you can come here and talk about that. That's mainly the mission and vision of Toastmasters. The third one is the Toastmasters pathways learning. What is this pathways? Some of you had told about the prepared speeches, right? So what was that started with those prepared speeches? So somebody was telling about the objective of the speech, right? There were 3 speeches out there. Two from presentation mastery and one from dynamic leadership. These were the pathways that were there. And each and every pathway, somebody of you mentioned about the evaluator also, right? That is also another role. And they talked about what is there specific for that particular speech. So, dealing with a difficult audience or icebreaker speech, everything has an objective. And how many of you are working? Almost everybody, right? So, how many of you conduct meetings or attend meetings? Almost on a daily basis. And what is the important criteria in a meeting? Agenda. Very good. Without an agenda, it is not a meeting, right? It's not time bound. It will just go on forever. Right? So, every meeting should have an agenda, minutes of meeting, and then outcome also. And that is what the speech is also all about. You have an objective, a speech objective as well as project objective. You talk based on those objectives in a time bound manner, because otherwise the timer will show the red card, right? So everything will have a time bound thing. Okay? And your goals also is SMART, right? Specific, measurable, time bound. Yeah. What are the other things? ART. Fine, something, okay. Okay. So then next one is mentoring. Okay. And in the speeches also, some of the speakers recognize their mentors. What is the role of the mentor? Guiding the speakers, guiding the role players, everybody, right? So the mentors are somebody who has gone through those paths already, and they are in a position to guide those speakers as well as role players on how to do those roles better. And we also spoke about like Discover 2025 and then the previous district conferences and all, right? And then there were nearly 35 plus contestants who were contesting in various contests. So for each of everybody of them, like there will be some mentors. Some I have seen people who have got 4 or 5 mentors for different speeches. For example, for an informative speech or an inspirational speech or a humorous speech, they have different mentors. And that is how we can hone our skills and be ready for some of the bigger conferences and contests as such. Last is more of leadership opportunities. What are the various leadership opportunities in Toastmasters? We have seen the XCOM roles and all, right? What are the various leadership opportunities that are available in Toastmasters? XCOM roles, presidents, area director, district roles. Yeah, good, nice. So there are various leadership opportunities that are available in Toastmasters itself. Because think about the situation where a person who has come from a college and then how can they lead 100 plus people, 200 plus people? It's not possible. In a work environment, it's possible if you play certain roles. But in Toastmasters, that will equip you to do that. So that means like in a club like BNP Paribas or Medley, you have around 30 plus members. So in that sense, a president will be in a position to look at various members and then groom them, guide them, and the XCOM can also do the same thing, right? So that is how it will be helpful for your leadership opportunities as well. Now, coming back to this, how many of you have seen this Toastmasters promise? How many of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, fine. Yeah, good. So I just give a small intro about this Toastmasters promise. Whenever you join Toastmasters, this is the first thing that you will be looking at. And I touch upon a very few things very quickly. Attend club meetings regularly. If you have a role or not also, please attend so that you will learn something out of Toastmasters. Whether it is by listening or by observing, you will learn something. And the second thing is to prepare all your projects to the best of your ability by basing them on the Toastmasters education program. So we talked about like various pathways and everything. So please go through those manuals. How many of you know how many number of pages are there in the icebreaker speech manual, project manual? 15 plus pages are there. Almost every project has 15 plus pages of a PDF file out there. Just go through that, and when you go through that, you will understand why we are doing a project as such. So it has 2 things. One is the purpose of the speech and the purpose of the project. So when you understand those 2 purposes, you will be in a better position to come and talk about those projects as such. Okay? And then the next thing is to serve a club as an officer when called upon to do so. That is also important, where you can learn more about your leadership aspects. And last one is to act within Toastmasters' core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence. This is very important because any organization will have their mission, vision, goals, as well as their core values. And this is what the core value for Toastmasters. And it will not be helpful for being a Toastmaster over here itself, but when you go outside also, these are the core values that will take more value as such. So please understand this. Now, we talked about the goals. Some of you have a goal of coming here and talking, communication goals and all. How you can make that goal more presentable? There is one way to do that. In Toastmasters, there is a link out there. I'll share this link also. You go through that link and you will get a page like this. Okay. Communication leadership skills. What are your objectives to accomplish as a member of this club? And what is a job profession? If you need to speak in front of an audience, what are the things that you need to do? And what are your short-term goals and what are your long-term goals? And what is more important is, what are the competency skills that you will learn out of this? Okay? There are various competencies and skills that you will learn out of Toastmasters. Please do this the first thing. Okay? Whenever you get this, just go through this site and then enter this, because when you do this, after 6 months, when you review this, and if you have completed something, if you have accomplished something, then that means whatever you have observed in the past 6 months carries more value. But if you are still having the same thing, that's fine. I mean, there are Toastmasters for past decades and all. This is how long are you in Toastmasters?
Only 22.
Yeah, only 22 years, right? Yeah, so in that sense, like there are Toastmasters who are there in the system for quite some time. There is a lot of learning in that. Okay, so please ensure that you have a communication leadership goal and just ensure that you are going in phases to complete those. Now, how can the Toastmasters who are there in the club can support? If you see Mentee Toastmasters Club, it is mentally distinguished, and I am sure like BNP, I have seen as president distinguished, that is also mentally distinguished, right? So we have lot of experience in this room itself, and for the new Toastmasters, how it will be helpful for you, right? So ask two questions whenever you are joined Toastmasters. Ask two questions to your ex-com. First is there anything specific you want us to help you meet your goals? Okay, meaning like your VP can help you with that. Just fill up that previous form and talk with the VP and get the specific help that you need. Second thing is, do you want to set your own time frames or do you want us to nudge you to participate? Meaning like what is your short-term goal, whether it is 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, just keep it with you and then talk to your VP and ask them to assign a mentor. So that should be the second thing that you have to do. First thing is filling up the goals. Second thing is ensuring that you get a mentor from your VP. Now we spoke about the various club meeting roles and how it will enable you, how it will help you. We will see in the next slides. Table topic speaker. Okay, so some of the guests might have been asked and called upon to do a table topic speech as such. Right? And what is that? Any of you who have joined us, who came as guest and then you got a table topic and then you became a member as such. Any of you want to share your experience, how it was when you were asked to come here and talk about the table topic first?
Table topic is always a gambling sport.
Okay.
You have a lot of thoughts running your mind, but on the spot delivering their thoughts is going to be really difficult.
Exactly.
I felt that, but practicing is the only way to overcome that.
Perfect. Yeah, that's very good. How many of you agree with that? You have all your thoughts, and when you come here, you draw back, right? And then you have to talk about that, think about that, and you have to talk. But when you go back and then say, oh, I would have talked about this, I would have talked about this, right? It is something that is common. Even if you are attending Toastmasters for quite some time, 6 months you are attending, and you are not attending for 2 months, when you come back also, butterflies will be there in your stomach. And that I have already observed a lot of times. So important thing here is delivering concise impromptu speeches, okay, and time management. What is this concise impromptu speeches? What is that?
Crisp and clear.
Crisp and clear. And you have to understand what the question is, and you have to process that in your mind, and then you have to talk in a concise manner which is understandable by the audience within that time frame, 2 to 3 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes, right? So in that time frame, how you will concise and then conceptualize your thoughts and then deliver it. And that is what is more important in table topics. This is the first thing everybody will encounter, but that is the most difficult thing also that can make or break our resolve to join Toastmasters. But in all times, please ensure that you participate in those. Then the timer role. Timer role is very important, okay? Although it is told okay, this is a good role to start with. Timer, R counter, Raman, if you see, all the places it will be the first thing. This is a good role to start with. But what I would say here is, this is a good role to start with. Why? Because you have that observation skills all the while. Because the timer, R counter, and grammarian are the only roles where you will be listening to the entire meeting. Okay, starting from the sergeant at arms up to the end of the meeting, you will be listening to all the speakers, all the people and all, because that is your role, right? And that is very important. So please ensure that you take up that role, timer, accountant, and grammarian, and that will help you to develop your interpersonal skills as well as your public speaking skills also, and ensure that you don't follow the same old script. You try to innovate those. When you are asked for when you call for a timer, just don't read the same script alone. Okay, just try to innovate that. Try to bring some quotes, try to bring some personal stories, and tell about that, and then talk about those. Even for a grammarian also, these are all starting roles, but there is a lot of way you can enhance that. Then speaker we spoke about, and what is more important is planning and preparation. Why planning and preparation is important for a speaker?
You have a set of objectives to meet and you
Exactly. Yeah, correct. So your planning should be in such a way that it's conforming to the standards of those objectives, project objectives as well as speech objectives. That's why it's important. Evaluator, critical thinking. Why critical thinking is important for an evaluator? Okay, so you should be, you are having a role, but you have to ensure that you are providing constructive feedback, and there are various techniques also out there. You have to provide in such a way that they come back and talk in the next meeting also. You should not be putting down them, saying that you have not spoken well, but there is a way to do that, sandwich technique, and there are many other techniques to do that. So you have to particularly think about from an aspect of the speaker also, and how it will be constructively helping them as well. Then Toastmaster of the day, we have observed the Toastmaster of the day, right? So this is something that we recommend waiting till you have observed a few meetings and such. And what you have observed in the Toastmaster of the day's proceedings today?
What is the MC of the meeting?
Yes, and that person has to ensure that the entire meeting proceedings are taken care of and introduce the speakers as well as role players at the right time to ensure that the meeting flows on without any problems as such. So you will practice planning, organization, time management, facilitation, all these things as part of this. And team building skills, why it is important? Because this is the TMOD is a person who will work along with various members to collect their introductions, to ensure that if there is a drop of any other candidates, like this person also will be working along the way to get the right candidates. So team building skills also is very important. Topics master and then general awareness. General awareness is one of the important things. So this is the role you take up at the last, because you have to observe quite a few meetings and then understand that and ensure that you will be like an evaluator of an evaluator. Okay? So there will be evaluators, tag players who will be supporting the meeting, but this person has to understand the entire proceedings and have to provide in a concise manner on their observations. So that is why it is important. That critical thinking is also important here. And there are various pathways. We spoke about two pathways, presentation mastery and academic leadership. Here also, there are 6 pathways out there, and ensure that you follow those pathways. And today's meeting we saw 2 things. One is about icebreaker speech, and icebreaker speech is the first speech of any pathways. And what you will learn about that, be comfortable speaking in front of an audience, share your personal experience and receiving feedback. This is the main crux of an icebreaker speech. So you will be comfortable speaking in front of an audience. And one more thing is, you can talk by seeing your script also. In the first meeting, that is allowed. So you can do that as well. And then the second thing is what we have seen is vocal rate and body language. That's the second speech that we have seen. It is more of enhancing your awareness of non-verbal communication, enhancing your confidence and engaging with your audience. And the last one is more of, we have seen one more slide. Manage a difficult audience, prepares members to handle challenging audiences, developing conflict resolution and presentation skills. Each and every pathways will help you with various aspects, whether it is attending an interview or whether it is moderating a panel discussion. All these are part of Toastmasters, and every pathways will have around 15 projects, and there are 6 pathways out there, and if you want you can do all the 6 pathways. That means 90+ projects you will be undergoing, and all the projects details are over here. And the last but not the least is mentors. Please ensure that you have a mentor and talk to them frequently and ask them to provide some feedbacks to you so that you can constructively take that up and then come up as a refined person as the next one. And what are leadership opportunities? There are various leadership opportunities, club, area, division level, district level and region level also. And we talked about the district level, right? Okay. So there are around, in the district level, there are around 130 districts. And each and every district will be having around, how many clubs? Our club, district 120 is having around 195 clubs. And then every division will be having at least 5 areas. And every area will be having around 3 to 5 clubs. And our clubs are more of Medley or BNP Paribas as such. So overall, I would say it's a bigger organization. And in district 120, there are around 8,115 members as of today. And there are a lot of learnings that we can learn out of this. And there are various leadership skills also we can learn out of this because of the XCOM area and division levels or district and region levels. And every meetings will have its own recognitions. Best table topic, icebreaker, as such. This is what we have done. And this is my last slide, and I'm almost on the right. Okay. So, any questions you have for me? If you don't have, I will hand it over to the team OD. Thank you very much. Thank you for being patient.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saravanan, for effectively conducting the new member orientation. You made it very interactive, and it would have definitely helped the new members of both the clubs. So let's move on to the next section of the Toastmasters meeting, the table topics. To conduct this, today we have a member from BNP Paribas. She is a software tester and she enjoys exploring philosophy and working on personal growth content. She joined Toastmasters to work on to become a more competent communicator as well as storyteller. And it was only through her president we came to know that she is going to represent her division in the grand finale. Please help me to welcome Toastmaster Harini.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. In today's world, where we are constantly running to meet deadlines, fit in, and to move faster, we often forget to pause and to listen to ourselves. In today's table topic session, the theme is Discover You. As a table topic master, it's my responsibility to call out the speaker. You will be given a topic. You're supposed to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. As the timer has already explained, at 1 minute he'll show the green card, 1 minute 30 seconds he'll be showing the yellow card, and at 2 minutes he'll be showing the red card. The first speaker for today is Toastmaster Sundareshan. So I have a set of topics numbered from 1 to 12. Please choose the number and I'll give you a topic.
12.
The topic for you. If you had to introduce yourself without saying your name, age, job, how would you do it? If you had to introduce yourself without saying your name, age, job, how would you do it? Over to you.
Thank you. It's so simple. I'm a crazy Toastmaster. Joined by 2002, just with all friends. Thought it's going to be another club to keep away from the family for weekend parties. But later I found out it's totally different. The first day itself I was nominated. Since I asked one question, that is my DNA part of it, everywhere. The first day I asked the question in the demo meeting, they nominated me as the sergeant at arms. I said, don't do it. The sergeant word goes with military, and arms, I don't have any arms, I don't want any problem. So this is totally away from me, I don't want sergeant at arms. They said, no, nothing to do with that, you can take up easily. So, knowingly or unknowingly, later, I liked that post in EXCOM, sergeant at arms, the first sergeant at arms years before. I had a lot of things to do on the job, but weekend, I made sure I contribute few minutes for Toastmasters. So the starting point was only sergeant at arms post, but I have gone till area director and I have contributed back to Toastmasters being a Gavel Club coordinator. That's not an easy task, which is a proud feather on my cap. All of us join in Toastmasters. How many of us give back our talent to this Toastmasters platform? I have done, at least I have taken initiative to do it by teaching some 400 Indian students in a country. It's not an easy task because the parents have to cooperate, the school has to cooperate, and it's a volunteer job. My home ministry has to cooperate, the biggest thing. On weekends, instead of going to departmental stores, I had to go to Gavel Club. Stay, I enjoyed it. So, in life, you might have taken cricket as your passion, but I took Toastmasters as my passion, and till now, sticking around, even after 22 years. Good luck to you all.
and an innovative journey. Thank you so much. The next speaker is Distinguished Toastmaster Sundaraman C. Please choose a number from 1 to 11.
1.
If you could spend a day with just yourself, no phone, no people, what would you do and why? If you could spend a day with just yourself, no phone, no people, what would you do and why? Over to you.
So in fact, by the beginning of this year, I started writing my resolutions. One of my resolutions is to write as many books as possible, maybe 12 books in a year. So probably it may be a difficult task without the support of a computer or a tablet. So probably I'll start writing everything, from my mind to my notebook. Probably later, the one day term is over. Probably after that, probably I can validate my contents using ChatGPT or any other tool, right, to make it in the form of a book. So till that time is given, so I'll start writing more and more, and there are several thoughts in my mind. So I can write one book on, I already written a book on impromptu speaking, I can write a book about mentoring, I can write something about, so different aspects of Toastmasters. I think different aspects of Toastmasters, one will be able to write with 15 years of experience, you can easily write 10 different books. And think about your own domain. So my domain is oil and gas. I can write again several books. I think book writing will be the order of the day, and this is going to be my passion. And even without a gadget, I'll be able to manage my time. So even if someone is not around me, even if I'm not provided with food or coffee, so I can keep on writing. I would like to be emerging. I would like to emerge as a accomplished author. Over to topic.
Thank you, Distinguished Toastmaster. He was a crazy author and we could see his energy on the stage. Can we have the next speaker, Toastmaster Raja Annamalik? Please choose a number from 2 to 11.
3.
What does being authentic mean to you, and are you living that truth every day? What does being authentic mean to you, and are you living that truth every day? Over to you.
So being authentic is nothing but like a keeping up the words, whatever you say and how you are living on a day-to-day basis. So let's say if you are either in your personal or the professional life. So if you are committing something at your home, like you wanted to come back. So let's say I want to complete this speech and then closing this meeting within 5:30. I have to go back and I have to pick up my son from the cricket class, and then after that I will go to pick up my daughter, and then I have to go to, there is a showroom. So there are lots of things. Then after that I will be coming back to attend my office meeting. So like this, like many, we do have those schedules in the day. So like how we are meeting and how we are addressing, how we are calculating our timing, and then so it matters like how we were calculating. So that's all I need to do.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raja Annamalik, for that. As Medley Club had a beautiful agenda, he set his agenda. It was very nice. Thank you so much. The next speaker is Toastmaster Skugard. Please choose a number from 2 to 11. 3 is taken.
11.
What's a childhood dream you gave up on but still lives quietly inside you? What's a childhood dream you gave up on but still lives quietly inside you?
I picked 11. It has got 2 1s, and also it's the last number. After a small gap, and I'm coming over back to Toastmasters. Not a long gap, at least 1.5 months. So still that workplace are playing, like Saranan said. Okay, my childhood dream was to be a national hockey player. Right from my icebreaker session, somewhere or other way, the two topics that I already spoke here, this hockey was there either directly or indirectly. So that's my passion. I grown as a district player. I represented a few clubs also. Even I'm a software engineer. I work overseas. I played for some clubs in UK, but couldn't continue there for long time. I've never been a player for the state also. So couldn't that dream I couldn't meet at all, or I couldn't be a national player forever. Now it's too old with the tummy, and my physical conditions have changed. But that dream still lives inside me, and I will still try. There are new hope for it. There are seniors teams they are forming. So let me restart my hockey career and should become a national player for the seniors club.
Thank you, Toastmasters Togar. More than Toastmasters Togar, you were a child Togar here. It was just meant to be. If you have a seniors club, you should join that and continue your passion. Thank you so much. The next speaker is guest Andrew Raja. Please pick a number from 2 to 10. 3 is taken. 8. What part of your personality are you still learning to accept or embrace? What part of your personality are you still learning to accept and embrace? Over to you.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Learning new skills is one of the areas which I continue to improve, and that is one of the skills I carry, be it as any profession, technology, within technology, either mechanical or plumbing or carpentry or the electronics. So I focus to learn new skills. That is something I embrace all the time. So if you ask me, during my childhood, I was focusing more on developing electronic projects. Then later on, I moved my interest to the engineering section. So that's something I wanted to continue to learn. And one of the things which is making me very hard to learn is improving the communication. So I have a lot of hope. I'm joined with this club, and I believe the skill and the communication go hand in hand. I hope I'll continue to carry that. Thank you.
Thank you, guest Andrew Raja. Learning is never a straight curve, and he said it through his speech. Thank you so much for that. The next speaker is guest Chandra Balaji. Okay, thanks. We'll have the next speaker as guest Suganya. Please choose a number from 2 to 10, 3 and 8 are taken. Is there a version of yourself you miss? Why or why not? Is there a version of yourself you miss? Why or why not?
In my childhood, we all are happy life, but after 18, we not have happy because we have many achievements and we have to work hard. So we did not have happy in our life. So So, and I missed my happiness in my childhood. And but in our age we don't have happy life.
She just didn't mean it that we don't have a happy life. She showed it through her body, emotions also. Thank you so much, Suganya, for that. The next speaker is Toastmasters Venkatation. Please pick a number from 2 to 10. 3, 7, 8, 10. Have you ever pretended to be someone you are not? Have you ever pretended to be someone you are not? What did you learn from that experience? Yes. Have you ever pretended to be someone you are not? And what did you learn from that experience? If not, you can talk about your authenticity. Thank you.
Today is what special? Saranan, tell me. The World Intellectual Property Organization is celebrating April 26 as Intellectual Property Day all over the world. There was a symposium yesterday at Hotel Air, in the first floor. After the session, between 7 to 9, 9 o'clock, like you have conducted question and answer session, they have also conducted that. And there were some PowerPoint display was going on. And they are asking, more than 200 professionals were attending the meeting. And they want to know that what is the first trademark in India after independence got registered. I have been found immediately Temple brand in class 5. Like that way, so many questions. Out of 10, 9 questions were correct according to me as well as the judiciary. And they are asking that, how can you do all these things? What is your keeping the memory like this way? And I said that you need expertise, experience, plus passion in your profession. But I am an honest person in my profession also. If anyone is going wrong about sections or rules, I will immediately inform to the management. See, this X and Y is making a mistake. It's not a complaining purposes. We have to satisfy the client. That is my inheritance. My father taught me all these things. And I am applying in my professional life as well as my personal life. I will conclude with this, with a small thing. One costly bottle I kept on the table. My wife, when she was moving it, just with a split of second, it broke. But she told me that I don't know how it fell. I said that, accept the mistake. Yes, I kept the bottle, I moved the bottle to speed, that's why it's broken. I don't want to say anything else. The bottle cost me is 200 rupees. And she told me that finally, before coming to the Middle Toastmasters Club, she told me that, yes, I made a mistake. I used to tell Toastmasters, be honest, be straightforward, learn more things, come up in your professional and personal life. I would like to conclude this one.
Thank you, Toastmasters, for that. It was a very straightforward legacy and family. Thank you so much. In the interest of time, I'm concluding the table topic session, just saying one thing. Today, you all came here and discovered a small little thing of yourself, of your internal voices. The more, the external growth and the exposure you will learn at Discover 2025. Looking forward everybody to come there and participate because learning never stops. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harini, for conducting the table topics in the most professional manner. She is registered for Discover 2025 and this is the first time she's going to attend the conference and she's representing her division. And she wanted to discover the community, the inspiration and the energy that Toastmaster is going to offer at a bigger scale. All the very best to Toastmaster Harini. May I request the timer to read out the names of the qualified speakers of both prepared speeches. Prepared speech? All three? All three are qualified. What about table topic? Just read out for all qualified. Thank you. So I request the audience to kindly vote for the qualified and vote for the best speaker and the table topic speaker when the survey link is shared with you. Thank you so much. So to conduct the third section, I now request the general evaluator to take up the stage. Over.
Thank you to you, Modi. So we have seen three amazing speeches. Now it is the time for evaluating those amazing speech. We all know that the first speech was delivered by Toastmaster Ramya, and in order to evaluate Ramya, so we have the special person who is lead in the construction company, and he also registered in Discover 2024. And one of the things which is like the most about the ambience and the amount of people he was interacting with them. He also registered for 2025, but unfortunately he has a travel plan. Without any ado, so I would like to call upon Toastmaster Dinesh to give Toastmaster Ramya's speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator. A very good evening to all Toastmaster dear guests and my target speaker, Toastmaster Ramya. Toastmaster Ramya today delivered a brilliant icebreaker speech, Success Defines, Failure Redefines, and her speech emphatically says that the story of Toastmaster Ramya was similar to the movie Shivaji we all saw of actor Rajnikant. Right at the interval point of the movie, as you all know, Rajnikant has lost all his money and is sitting weeping with just 1 rupee coin with actor Vivek. Like that, Toastmaster Ramya, right at the middle of her speech, she almost lost, she had a very bad health, and she was always ridiculed for her body shame. And at that point of time, she took a decision that I have to come out of it. I have to discover myself. I shouldn't oblige to all what the relatives and relatives. So she bounces back like that. Just like how the Shivaji movie in the end, Rajnikant becomes rich again. She found a passion towards being an author, a podcaster, a business associate. So kudos to Toastmaster Ramya for also delivering a very inspirational speech today. The second aspect I liked about her speech was the vocal variety. For example, a very good usage of it is when she was down, she said, Ramya, you can do it. She used the pause at the right time, and also she stressed upon the words whenever it is important. So kudos to Toastmaster Ramya again. And also the confidence in which she spoke today. She was always poised and she knew what she was speaking. And that's how it makes her speech very, very relatable. And you can agree that perhaps she's a very successful person in that. Maybe if she was very timid in her approach today, you could have thought that maybe she's lying. But how confident she was and the way she delivered her speech. So that really had an impact on her. And the speed of her speech as well. Initially, when new members come to Toastmasters, the speed is very high. It was true for me also, and even now I am like that. But throughout her speech, the speed was very good, was well timed, and she had very good grammatical usages as well. There are a few recommendations which I would like to give to you, Toastmaster Ramya. The first is the stage usage. I felt that you were walking a lot zigzag throughout your speeches. Maybe you could try to avoid it. And perhaps first, when you are going to ask a question to members, you could stand in the left side and ask the members, like, have you hit a cricket ball which you have gone to the neighbor's side? And then maybe you could have moved back, say about the story in your 20s and how the cartoons which you saw in your childhood inspired you. And finally, maybe you could have moved towards more the right, and you could have said how you bounced back and you have been a successful person of this time. Maybe you could have limited your stage usage because I felt it was an overuse of it. And also I liked your speech very much, but still what I would say is that maybe you could have the dialogue in your speeches. For example, when you were down and out and how supportive your family was, maybe you could have used the dialogue between you and your husband. Maybe your husband patting your back and saying, no Ramya, don't listen to them. discover yourselves, you can do it. Maybe like that a word you can be asked, and finally you could have come through it again. Overall, I really loved your speech and looking forward to your next speech. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh, for your constructive feedback. So probably one thing I'd like to highlight about Toastmaster Ramya's speech, probably in 825 milestone meeting when I was the, let's say, for fun session, I was asking with Ramya to do, let's say, to come and co-host for the meeting. She was hesitant. But today I saw that the amount of the transformations over the period of time, just 1 month, that was amazing. That is the kind of the transformation. Good job, Toastmaster Ramya. So next, we have the second speaker was Kritika. Kritika's speech evaluated by the person who has 13 years of experience in Toastmaster and is, let's say, for podium finisher for in the ISC table topics, humorous as well as the evaluation contest, and 2 times he won with the district level, one for ISI and as well as for the table topics. So he attended, he was the MC last time, and one of the key speaker was at the time with Bharati Bhaskar, and she also appreciated about his the elegant way of speaking. Without any ado, so I like to call upon Toastmaster Sharana Kumar, Sharana Prabhu, to evaluate Toastmaster.
Thanks for General Evaluator, and a very good evening to all present here, and a special good evening to my target speaker, Kritika. Kritika had brought the topic of the hour, I would say, with the tensions and the stress that's raising in the national borders. I think everybody should have this important message in our mind: be kind to your mind. I think everyone out here can relate to it because our heart is already shaking, and with our mind not being kind, it is definitely going to cause our mental health. And today, my target speaker has chosen the way of delivering to educate the speech. Generally, in public speaking, we have 4 different types of speaking: to educate, to entertain, to motivate, and to inform. And today, she was educating us with the importance of mental health. And throughout your speech, Kritika, you emphasized on empathy and compassion. That is the must-needed character of the hour, I would say. And throughout her speech, there are 2 important things that I loved and I personally connected with. One, as an IT professional who works for more than 15 to 16 hours, it is so heartwarming to see an HR coming and speaking about it as a concern. So it was really motivating for me. And secondly, she spoke about the postpartum mom. And me being a new dad, I can totally relate to it. To have a 7-month-old, she said it takes a village to support a baby, and it takes a village to support a mom. I say the village is not enough. It is definitely not enough. And thank you so much for bringing light to that. And mental health is so important. Throughout her speech, she was talking about it. But today, why did she give this speech? Her objective was about vocal variety and body language. So when we come to that, Kritika was having a neat, wonderful voice which was audible throughout the hall, I would say, and it was crystal clear, exactly, rightly tailor-fitted for her pathway, that is presentation mastery. Usually for a presentation mastery, to have a monotonous, clean talk is more important. What I would have loved to see is, instead of having a notes, maybe if you had it in a PPT, it would have been easier for the audience to follow, because giving a bullet points in words is much better than putting it on the slide, is what I thought. And secondly, the hand gestures, if you had noticed, I think I'm having the same posture as Kritika, where I had a notes in my hand and I was using the hand gestures. Your body is actually asking you to open up, come on. And I can totally see her right hand expressing everything, but she has restricted her body language with the diary in her scope. And I think this project has a lot of scope to improve, and I would love to see you attempt the same speech with more of a story in it. And specific to voice vocal variety, they would say that there are 4 different P's: power, pause, and pace. You had the right pace, you had enough power to reach everybody. The pause, I think there was a lot of as usage. If you can remove that and if you put pause in there, I'm sure everybody here would follow. And me, personally, as a dad, I would have loved this speech, and mental health is much important topic for me as well. With this, I would leave the stage back to this.
probably Toastmaster Kritika, two things no, which I learned. Probably one thing is already pointed out by Toastmaster Sharon. One thing is that I never realized that no, we also need to take care of the new mom. Probably that is a lesson for me. And other, I was thinking that mental health and the physical health it's a different state. But now you clarified that no, mental health is also it is a physical health. And thank you for that, Toastmaster Kritika. The next we have the person to evaluate Toastmaster Subbalakshmi's speech, who is let's say a co-founder of Express and Talk for the kids. In case if you are on the, since it is a summer vacation, in case if you have the kids, let's say for starving for communication skill and personality development, probably you need to reach out the particular person, and she is also a NGO volunteer. Without any ado, I would call upon Toastmaster Pravina to evaluate this.
Thank you for those kind words. From discovering that there is no salt in her pongal to discover 25, Toastmaster Shubha took us on a journey of explore, dream, and discover. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
It was an interesting insight into her journey where she discovered the art of proposal. Proposal only to her husband, and that too in a very humorous way, and that's where she found out how good she is when it comes to engaging in humor. And a motivational speech where she encouraged all of us to be more participative in our own journey to become prolific speakers. And comfortable body language with a bit of exceptions like clasping her hands more often and also fidgeting with her watch, where initially I thought it was nervousness, and then I realized she was trying to adjust the strap, which you could have avoided. Don't you think my evaluation is a bit superficial?
Yes.
Yes. Can anyone say why? Because it did not meet the objective of the speech at all. Because what is the objective of the speech? I am supposed to evaluate her based on how she manages the difficult audience. I was extremely perturbed because when I was giving the objectives, I thought I frightened people a bit too much when I said, please be careful. And I was totally nervous. I was actually finding it difficult to concentrate. And then I asked the VP, what happened? Where are the talkers, the interrupters, the silent people? He said, I don't know. Are there supposed to be people like that? And then I knew, yes, the speaker, myself, and the VP, right from the beginning, we were going in circles. So Toastmaster Shubha, I know we all hate strict people. I'm one of those people I hate. But then we know the reason behind it later on. Because this is one of the most important speeches in Pathways. Because this is how the outside world is. It is not as kind as it is as we see people over here. So starting from the timing is actually 10 to 15 minutes and not 7 to 10 minutes. And then you need to inform the VPE about having an interrupter, a talker, a chatterer, and a silent type. Alright, so I leave it to you to decide if you would like to do the speech again, which I would strongly advise. Because you can use the same speech. The speech is not the issue, but how you manage people, that is the issue. So I hope you take it in a positive sense. And with that, I would like to summarize saying that she's a wonderful speaker who can easily give the same speech or even a better speech. And I'm sure you can even handle the audience even better, seeing that how positive you are when it comes to taking the recommendations. Thank you, and over to you.
So really one thing now which I would like to highlight about Toastmaster Subbalakshmi's speech, why she wanted to go with the Discover 2025, one idea. Okay, the same one idea, Sundar Pichai also talk about in many areas. One idea that matters a lot. Who knows, in 1994, when Jeff Bezos, okay, Amazon founder, was thinking about that, let's say, for why are we selling the books, or let's say for offline, why can't it move into online? That one revolutionary idea, it is the birth of the e-commerce. Good that now, let's say, for you talk about a very valid point today, Toastmaster Subbalakshmi. Next, I would like to call upon my quality team. And first, I would like to call upon the Toastmaster Amitaraj to read about the annual report.
Thank you, General Director. So I am obliged to present the time. With that, the first speaker, Toastmaster Ramya, took 5 minutes 25 seconds, and the second speaker, Toastmaster Kritika, took 6 minutes 5 seconds. The third speaker, Shubhalakshmi, Toastmaster Shubhalakshmi, took 8 minutes 57 seconds. And with that, we'll come to the table topics. And the first speaker for TTM, Toastmaster Sundareshan, took 2 minutes 15 seconds. Distinguished Toastmaster Sundararaman took 1 minute 22 seconds. Toastmaster Raja Annamalai took 1 minute 5 seconds. Toastmaster Kubalenji took 1 minute 22 seconds. Andrew Raja took 1 minute 39 seconds. Gus Suganya took 1 minute. And Toastmaster Vandareshan took 2 minutes 17 seconds. And with that, we come to the evaluation. And for the evaluation, Toastmaster Dinesh CJ took 3 minutes 27 seconds. Toastmaster Sharma Prabhu took 3 minutes 20 seconds. And Toastmaster Praveena took 3 minutes 15 seconds. Thank you. Over to you, Dinesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit. Next, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Prasanna Venkatesh to read about our counter report today.
Today, I am very obliged to congratulate to a person who gave a clear speech, a clear table topic speech. Distinguished Toastmaster Sundar Raman, he gave a clear speech without arguments. In today's meeting, almost all the speakers have used minimally hours and hours. In the prepared speech session, Toastmaster Ramya used R 1 time, Toastmaster Kritika used R 2 times, so 1 time, you know 2 times. Toastmaster Subbalakshmi used R 2 times, repeatedly used I 1 time. In the education session, Toastmaster Saravanan used R 3 times, 1 time. In the table topic session, Toastmaster Sundaresan used so 2 times. Toastmaster Raja Annamalai used R 2 times, so 1 time. Toastmaster Pugal used R 2 times. Guest Andrew Raja used R 2 times, so 2 times. Guest Suganya used R 2 times, repeatedly used V. Toastmaster Venkatesan used and 2 times, R 1 time. In the evaluation session, Toastmaster Dinesh used R 2 times and 2 times. Toastmaster Saravana Kumar used R 1 time. Toastmaster Praveena used so 1 time, R 1 time. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prasanna Venkatesh. Next, we have a special person to read about the grammarian objective. So for that, I would call upon Toastmaster Shanmugaveli.
Good afternoon once again. Today the word of the day, oblige, was used by 5 peoples. General Evaluator and Toastmaster and Toast DM, then Toastmaster Dinesh Sekhar, Timer Amitaraj, and our counter Toastmaster Prasanna Venkatesh. Please be here. In case of the words and saying, Toastmaster Ramya used prosy, ridicule, regrets, and some good saying like helping other means happiness. Nothing is permanent in life. Then Toastmaster Kritika used combination, kindness, social stigma, personal setback, empathetic approach, dogless chase. Then Toastmaster Subbalakshmi used the words significant, instinct, polyp, overwhelmed, concern, stalwarts, immersed, and expert. The evaluator Dinesh used relatable and timid. Then the Saravana Kumar, evaluator sentence, evaluator Saravana Kumar used emphasized monotonous clean talk. Then Toastmaster Pravina used prolific, superficial, interrupted, like that words. Then general evaluator used amazing, transformation, additive, and starving. In new member orientation, Toastmaster Saravanan used inspire, inform, measurable, vision, mission, goals. Like that, so many words he has used. Then Toastmaster, table topic master also used crazy, authentic, anguish, prudent, legacy, like that. In case of table topic master Sundaresan, crazy, proud, and feather, then Sundar Raman used resolution, passion, and image. That's all my memory.
Thank you, Master Shanmugam. So here is my general evaluator report now. The medley legacy continues. The meeting has started on time at exactly 2:55, and the presiding officer recognized the past president as well as the seasoned Toastmaster and acknowledged the BNP Paribas, the team member. And I love the way Pramod was, let's say, seated with the respective guests. Because if the guest is sitting, next to that one of the seasoned Toastmaster, in case if the guest has any kind of a clarification, probably he can reach out with that. Good job, Toastmaster Pramod. And presiding officer, let's say, shared one putty story about penguin and bat. Since we are in the summer, I don't know who is Medley and who is. And the TMOD, I think she did a phenomenal job about the Discover 2025. I know that, let's say, for most of the people wanted to attend that session, you let's say, for the memento going on, and with a lot of the pictorial representations made us to, let's say, for now, let's go on it. I'm not sure that whether the theme is selected. Let's say for most of the people have started using with the Discover theme, probably Toastmaster Subbalakshmi and some of the speakers, let's say for Toastmaster Kugal, without, let's say, for letting know, he also started using about a few times about Discover. And all the prepared speech was exactly amazing, and Toastmaster Saravanan has done a brilliant job on new member orientation. And table topic masters, what a brilliant job. I think it's some kind of innovative job. You did it, and what a voice you have. You have excellent voice. I was really amazed about your voice as well as the diction. And very good part is that, let's say, for whenever, let's say, for the speaker deliver the speech, let's say, for the way you summarize about the speaker and about, let's say, for how they have articulated. Brilliant job done. And my team, both the team, tag player as well as the evaluator, done a brilliant job today. Everything it is perfect. Of course, we are the Toastmaster, right? Always we need to give some kind of a constructive feedback. One, first initially we find that some kind of problem with the projector. That would be good, let's say, if you could set up early, I think that would be done. And some of the role player didn't turn up earlier, probably one or two. It would be good because I know that VPE has sent out the message 2:30 p.m. but it is okay at least not to come at 2:40 or 2:45. That didn't come. And very important thing for the XCOM team, whenever we have any kind of a special meeting or some joint sessions, we know that the number of people always it is a high. So whoever comes first, probably we can ask them to occupy the first row, so that the back row will be occupied by whoever comes latecomers. Overall, I have completely enjoyed this meeting, and over to you.
Thank you so much, G. Toastmaster Shankar. Before I conclude and hand it over to the closing officer, I have few more slides to share with you all, highlighting Discover 2025. the highlights of Discover 2025. The first is the venue. You all know that it is organized in the IIT Research Park in a state-of-art auditorium that has 900 seating capacities. So the management team is expecting around 700 registrations, and it is almost beyond 500 as of now. And see the amount of networking that you are going to have during the conference. And we are going to witness the in-person speech of world champion of 2024, Yusa Montalvo. And many of you would have seen her award-winning speech that she had delivered sitting on a wheelchair. So let's see what she's having for us during Discover 2024-25. And we too have a Medallion who is going to represent our club in the grand finale, Toastmaster Jagan, who is going to represent the medley and Division C in the evaluation contest. Let's all join together to cheer up our Medallion, Toastmaster Jagan. And last not the least, that proud moment that we are going to witness receiving so many awards and honors from our trios and the management team. And as the question asked by Toastmaster Venkataseshan, today, since we are conducting a themed meeting on Discover 2025, those who wanted to register can have a group registration done at a concise price. Our President Toastmaster Anuradha will help you in getting that offer. That is valid only for today, the day on which we conduct a team meeting on 2025. And for answering Toastmaster Shankar, we are conducting this themed meeting just to get offer for our members from both the clubs. So those who attended conference Discover 2023 will understand why I had put this GIF. So I would like to share a piece of incident that happened during Discover 2023. During when the world champion Mike Carr was delivering his keynote address on day 1, behind the big screen there was a hole for the AC pipeline, and the squirrel, it came out of the hole and went along the pipeline for some distance. It was finding a way to go out, and it could not find any way. Then again it went inside the hole and vanished. This whole incident happened for less than 1 minute. It should be for 30 seconds. And the amount of discussions and fun that happened after that in the group, WhatsApp group, is enormous and amazing. And you will not know that this squirrel became uninvited celebrity for Discover 2023. This not only continued for the next 2.5 days, but it continued for quite some time, 1 week, 10 days. And again it was restarted during Discover 2024. So it will be done even during 2025. When some discussion is happening about squirrel, then you correlate this. So with this, I would like all of you, I invite all of you to attend Discover 2025 to enjoy this unlimited learning, fun and joy that we will experience. Thank you so much. After attending Discover 23, I wrote a 3-4 pages article heading Discover 23 and Me. I thank our BPE for giving me this opportunity to share some of that during this meeting. Thank you so much. Over to the voting. Please vote for the best role player, best tag role player, speaker, TT speaker and evaluator. I would like to hand over the stage to the President of BNP Paribas, Toastmaster Subha.
used to amuse like how Medley Toastmaster Club runs, and we have got so many learnings from them. I hope that it was our third session joint meeting, which is happening from 2004, and we have learned a lot of nuances and how to conduct a particular meeting, and because you always stick to the time and the role plays are taken well in advance and you have all the structure in place. So thanks for that, and we also following the same in our club as well. And this particular meeting, I know there was a lot of chase happened from Medley's president. It was supposed to happen in the March, but unfortunately we had a lot of production issues as well as some projects, so where our Toastmasters were held up and they were not able to participate. But somehow we managed to happen this month, and we are lucky enough to witness this joint club meeting today. And today's session, it was a brilliant session, like fully packed with all the key parts. There was an icebreaker, then followed by a different level of speeches, then followed by our table topics. It was not a usual one. She had brought many more insights and thoughts so that all of us can give their speech on that. And most of them actually shared their thoughts and like what was happening within them. So that was good. And I would also appreciate those guests who just were asked to come here and give the improv speech. Good one, you have given it good, so keep continuing giving more speeches so that we will gain a confidence and give more speeches than what is being given here. So we need to, because I not got the list. We need to
all the guests
for feedback. Can I have feedback from one of the guests?
Yeah, you can come and give the feedback.
Dear Toastmasters and guests, this was my second session as a guest, and I truly enjoyed the meeting and the way it is structured. First of all, the prepared speeches, then the table topic sessions and the evaluations. I really love those, and by being the part of these meetings, for myself, I feel that I'll be able to gain the confidence and improve my communication skills over here. So I truly enjoyed this session. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, by the way, your name? Kirti. Kirti.
One more guest.
You want to be? Yes, please, sir.
Thank you so much. No feedback. So since this is a themed meeting, I thought of making use of this opportunity to thank one of the sponsors. So I am the official sponsorship chair for Discover 2025. So my job is to solicit these sponsors for the event. And from District 120, we are obliged to one of our members who has agreed to be the sponsor. It is none other than our own Dinesh Shekaran, and is Shekaran what is the official accommodation sponsor of Discover 2025. If you are an entrepreneur, or if any of your friends are entrepreneurs, we have variety of packages available. Please reach out to me for any kind of sponsorship. It can be goodies or in terms of money or any kind. Over to President.
Thank you. To start with icebreaker. Yeah. To start with it, we have to give a standing ovation to Ramya, who has delivered her first speech. This is how it's done. The first best tag player goes to Prasanna Venkatesh. Best role player, none other than our Toastmaster Prabha. It's always been best speaker goes to our first time speech, the icebreaker speech, Ramya. Best table topic speaker, none other than our Sundaraman sir. Sorry, there was small confusion in the name. It's my bad. Sundari. Sorry, I confused in the name.
Thank you, President.
After a long time, first time I am getting.
Yeah, Venkatesh.
So many Venkatesh is there.
Ah, okay.
But so many Sundaravans are also there. Please.
Welcome, President.
Thank you.
Best evaluator, my evaluator, Pravina. I would invite Anuradha to be on the stage. Thanks a lot, Anuradha, for giving us this opportunity for this joint meeting, and I think we all enjoyed today's meeting of Medley 820 and BNP Paribas 308. Thanks a lot.
Yes, with this I'll adjourn the meeting number 829. Once again, please, I want to thank Toastmaster Saravanan for this wonderful education session on new member.